Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Ben Mahari here, represent MehariNation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the boxing community. You understand what I'm saying? This is the debut show called Sunday Evening Boxing Talk right here on this channel. We will go live, every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time. This will coincide with the with Coach Sheldon Harris's podcast, though, too. You know what I mean? So for everybody that's coming down here, make sure to smash the like button on the way in here. All right. But let's get down to business here. But also, I just wanted to say, you know, condolences to all the people that have lost their lives throughout this whole COVID-19 pandemic. A major salute to all the nurses and doctors out there that are on the front lines, treating people, that are really, really sick out there. I've known I know some people, in the state right now that are already going through this whole COVID-19, pandemic. You understand what I'm saying? And then salute to Tate Brown from New York. You know what I mean? Who's out there on the front lines, battling this, out there battling, out there treating patients that are having going through this. As I see my brother Mark, one of this from Utah. Salute, my brother. What's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing? So, got some things that I want to talk about in the world of boxing as much as we can. You understand what I'm saying? We'll go as long as we can take it. But I wanted to touch on a big thing that really drew my attention this afternoon, and it came from an article from Boxing Scene, okay, and it revolves around Mr. Terrence Crawford. And apparently, this article is just stating that Mr. Crawford believes that there's a conspiracy to the COVID-19 to create fear, which means, in other words, he don't believe that the COVID-19 thing is a real thing. So this is what he said in his quotes there to the article, and you guys can look for it for yourself. Just research Boxing Scene, type in Terrence Crawford, and the article's right there if you Google it. But here's what he said about Crawford. You know what I mean? This is still training right now, and it doesn't believe in this whole pandemic. He says, it ain't no difference to any other day. I'm not locked up in the house. I'm not locking up my kids in the house. I'm telling you, as he talked with Sports Illustrated. I don't feel like these people I don't feel like these people that they say that they are dying and sick from is actually true. I think they use it to create fear and trying to control us right now for something else. I don't know what it is, but me personally, I can't agree with a bunch of things that they are saying right now. The media runs the world. You put anything, then everybody's gonna run with it, and you'll have people scared. They said it don't affect healthy individuals, only the elderly and those with problems with like asthma or breathing disorder. But it's like any other cold or flu. I'm gonna stop reading right there because it's really, really long. But there's a point though, guys. Here's the point. Listen, for Terrence Crawford to say some ignorant stuff like that is absolutely ridiculous. All right, listen. Tell that to the thousands of people right now that have died from this whole COVID-19 BS. Terrence Crawford is a piece of shit, man. He really is, bro. And we're not talking about his boxing. We're nothing like that. We're not talking about that at all. So I want to make this very, very clear. We're not talking about his boxing stuff, okay? Listen, the bottom line is this. Terrence Crawford is an ignorant motherfucker. He is, okay? For him to say those kind of things is just straight up ignorance. And this is the kind of ignorance that we're going through right now throughout this whole pandemic, because there's still people out there that don't believe what's going on right here. Tell that to the thousands of people that have died, or for the numbers of families that have lost loved ones from this whole pandemic. Mr. Television said he's talking like someone who's clueless and putting his own family in danger. Absolutely. 100% agreed, Mr. Tunnel Vision. And that's what it is, though, bro. Like, listen, when are we gonna get to a point where people are gonna take this very, very seriously and do the necessary steps needed to protect themselves? All right? Because right now, this whole pandemic is not going away. It will not go away. And it's already canceled a lot of sporting events because of this whole pandemic. And for people like Terrence Crawford to sit there and believe that this whole thing is a conspiracy is completely ignorant. All right? And Mr. Tunnelvision said, ignorance is ignorant until someone like his wife or Bomac in no life support. Absolutely. That's the problem right there. It's pure ignorance. They don't believe it will affect them until it's too late. And that's just the whole problem in this whole matter. And for Terrence Crawford to say something like that, fuck Terrence Crawford for that. Really, fuck him 30 times. Okay? Because listen, you got no reason to display that kind of thing out your mouth. Even if that's how you really, really feel, for you to say that something like that is absolutely ridiculous. And this is not the first time that Terrence Crawford has kind of said some outlandish things like that, bro. It's not. So for anybody that tries to sideswipe it or try to defend it, is you really need to get your head out of your ass. All right. This whole pandemic is not going away. People are dying out here. People are getting sick. Even if you're the most healthiest person on the face of this earth, all right, you still gonna get it. All right. You still gonna get it. It don't. The virus don't care if you're healthy or if you got pre-existing health problems. It don't care. It will attack whatever who's the most vulnerable. And if you don't take care of yourself, all right, if you don't eat right, you're gonna fall in line. That just is what it is. All right. So you guys can look for it for yourself from boxing scene. You know what I mean? I mean, it's out there, just out there front and center. But I just felt that, you know, that Terrence Crawford was an ignorant person for that. As I get rid of this story right here. There you go. Peace. What's going on, beautiful? What's going on, Neon Eyes? How you doing? But yeah, I just wanted to point that out very, very, very clear because listen, man, there's no freaking reason whatsoever for Terrence Crawford to display that kind of ignorance coming out of his mouth. That this is what it is, though, bro. And Tunnel Vision basically said, let me see what he said. He said, you can lose the 30 of your lung capacity for 10 to 15 years, and Crawford is an athlete. You goddamn right he is. That's right. Thank you, Neon Eyes. Much love, beautiful. You know what I mean? That's just listen. We've already seen athletes right now that already went through the COVID-19 virus. Remember, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell were one of the very few athletes, the first few ones that got tested positive for the virus. That's why the NBA is shut down right now. And listen, I'm gonna touch the UFC thing in just a few minutes here, but I want to close out by saying this. Okay, this is going to change sports. It's going to change our society for a very, very long time. If people think that things are going to go back to normal, you are very, very falsely mistaken. All right. There's gonna be a lot of changes. There's gonna be a lot of lifetime changes that's gonna be made. All right, and it's probably gonna be a little bit similar to what the AIDS pandemic was back then. All right, and people like Terrence Crawford and ignorant people that just want to continue to play this conspiracy BS, you understand, really needs to get their head out of their ass. That just is what it is, bro. I'm tired of sitting here and listening to people that are just pretending like it's a normal thing. It's not really a huge big deal. Guess what, bro? People are dying out here. They all said it wasn't a big deal. Even our own government said it wasn't a big deal. And now look what's happened. All right. This is a pandemic that is hitting the United States hard. And people are dying from this. All right. If you don't take care of yourself, you don't eat right, and you don't take the precautionary measures to protect yourself, all right, if you have to go outside, you're going to end up like another statistic. And there's not enough testing out there to figure out if you have the virus or not, because the U.S. is still far behind in to try to handle this whole situation. You know, understand? That's just the bottom line to this whole thing. All right. But let me move on to the next thing in hand, because this also relates to the whole COVID-19 thing. Mr. Dana White. So, Dana White was going to plan on pushing forwards for his UFC 246 event. All right. He was going to plan on pushing actually 249, I should say. 249. And he claimed that he had a private island somewhere where he was going to host the fights or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? He was going to host the fights, whatever, and everything was going to go on as scheduled. Well, you had the you had some fighters that already pulled out of the card, all right? And then the big one of all, when the state of California, okay, Disney and ESPN basically said, you're not having this card, all right? And they basically told Dana White, you're not running your card. We will not host it. And so, therefore, Dana White had to shut down the entire card, all right? He had to shut down the entire event. All right. And that just is what it is, though, bro. But listen, all it comes down to it is this. I told you this, people, this. The Dana White is a fucking slime ball. He's a slime ball. That's what he is. All right. This is not the first time that Dana White has came out and tried to do some crazy dumb shit like that. All right. Listen, this is not the first time that this happened, and it won't be the last. All right. Dana White don't care. All he cares about is making that huge profit, only making the money off of the backs of these fighters. All right. Just go look at all the other interviews from fighters that used to deal with Dana White. All right. And and I want as I was watching this whole thing unfolded, I wanted to hear some of the people from the mainstream what their kind of perception and what their thoughts are. ESPN was defending this. All right, they were defending this decision because obviously ESPN is attached to Disney. Okay, and they knew that if they would have said anything outlandish, they would have he's going to be on the hook for it. Okay, Fox Sports, Fox Sports was kind of in between on this whole thing. Okay, and most of the people in this YouTube community and others were against the idea. All right, and make sure to smash the like button too, guys. Listen, the thing is this though, man. The fighters and their safety always come first at the end of the day. And for Dana White to sit here and not even care about the health and well-being of these fighters shows how greedy he is. All right, but unfortunately, you have to have that kind of mind state when you have to be a promoter. All right, but I wonder how he's going to try to survive in this boxing industry because you're not going to have that kind of same mentality when you get into the boxing thing because he's tried to be a boxing promoter so many times. What's good, Crush the Legend? So put it like this, though, man. Put it like this. Don't tell me that you're gonna try to run your car knowing that people are getting sick. You have to do you got to pre-plan testing. All right, you got to make sure that the people that are going to do the camera work or do the commentating for it, they all get tested. I mean, listen, it will create a complete mess that Dana does not want to be a part of. All right, that's just the fact of the matter is. It would just be too much of a problem for Dana White to deal with. All right, and I know there was people in the UFC that didn't want to deal with this. All right, and you can say the argument for WWE too, because I read some stuff that there were a lot of wrestlers out there that were very angry at Vince McMahon for running WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Despite the whole pandemic, and he's going to continue to run his tapings because apparently through a legal loophole that WWE for some reason is essential media, which is absolute bullshit. All right, listen, all these sporting events have to be canceled until this whole thing can be settled down, and there are better ways to navigate through this whole thing. All right, baseball being delayed, basketball is being delayed. All right, and I'm sure that the NFL will be delayed though too for the way this is going too, because right now the way things are heading at this point though right now, it's only going to get worse until it gets better. And I really, really, really believe that though, guys. It's not really going to get easy out here in these streets, man. So that's just my 2 cents of the whole matter though too, guys. You know what I mean? We got 5 people in the building here. We only got 2 likes. Come on, guys. You got to smash the like button though too. I'm on a small channel though, but a smash the like button would be really, really helpful too, guys. I really would appreciate it. So now, another thing that I actually wanted to discuss about there too, guys, is that basically the Yaya Mayweather situation. Okay, because if you guys have not heard by now, Yaya Mayweather got arrested for basically assault and battery. All right, for basically having another woman at this rapper called NBA YoungBoy's apartment or house or whatever. And can I ask people this? Who the hell names a rapper NBA YoungBoy? I'm just, oh my god! Listen, if you want to be a rapper, man, you could have named yourself a little bit better than that. But NBA YoungBoy, I swear, man, I that's probably I don't know if this is the worst name I've ever heard. I'm sure there've been worse ones, but I mean that just man, that name just is like, come on, man, give him a better name than that. But that's besides the point. So allegedly, through the information I kind of gathered there too, that NBA YoungBoy was basically, over there, whatever, dating, Mayweather's daughter, whatever, I don't know. And then this another woman came in there. Now, Mr. Youngboy should have said, "Listen, this woman's right here. You don't even trip about it." But things went out of hand, and then Yaya Mayweather stabbed the woman. All right, and got arrested for it. I've heard some things on the internet that on the through the reports I've been able to figure out that the prosecution, the sentencing that they're gunning for is 99 years. And I looked at that, I was like, no, there's no way it could be 99 years. But the crime took place in Texas, so we don't know. We'll see what happens when this whole place stays in. Mr. Television said Floyd had her around thoughts of her whole life. Those who raised her. Yep, I agree with that, and I'm gonna get into that. Look, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the case, though. I don't really care. But I wanted to focus on something that really is. I know it's going to be very controversial for a lot of people, but I don't care. I'm just going to say it like it is. Here's the thing: Floyd needs to take responsibility in this aspect. Okay? No, he was not there, and no, he couldn't control. He can't control what his daughter decided what to do. But if you really ask yourself this question here, guys, what was Floyd's lifestyle when she was a kid? All right, you know, basically running around with these paid women. Okay, being this so-called player, despite the fact you're a rich millionaire, spending money, around these hoes and things of that sort. So, Floyd Mayweather should have listed some values in his kids. Okay, to make sure that you don't try to target these kind of men in her life, because the way I took the vibe of this whole situation is that Yaya Mayweather likes to mess around with these immature rappers that have no sense, that don't have no control of their whole lives. You understand what I'm saying, and things of that sort. I mean, come on. Why is it that your daughter is making these kind of reckless decisions? Now, when she turned 19, okay, all bets are off. You know what I mean? All bets are off, because you're basically your own person at this point. But listen, you've got to be smart, and as I see the beautiful Miss Boxing in the building. Hey, Miss Boxing. Hey, how you doing? Mwah. Listen, the thing that I'm really just conflicted about this is that, listen, Mayweather Mayweather needs to accept responsibility in this whole matter by this. Okay, Mayweather needs to take accountability for not for exposing his children, and particularly his daughter, to that kind of behavior and that kind of environment around her. And I reflected on a couple of things, because I remembered an episode during the Mayweather versus Victor Ortiz 24/7 countdown. All right, to the build up to their fight, and I remembered Mayweather Senior and Mayweather Junior fighting each other while the children were watching this unfold in front of their eyes. And unfortunately, they were exposed to that kind of foolishness, and they were exposed to that kind of behavior. Okay. And because of that, children are going to pick up those kind of cues. As the good old saying is, you are a product to where your environment is. All right. And there's no doubt in my mind that these kids picked up those cues from Mayweather's lifestyle. All right. Because Floyd Mayweather, let's be honest here, Floyd Mayweather is basically like a teenager stuck in the mind of a 40-year-old. All right. That's how Mayweather operates. That's how Mayweather thinks. All right. And because of that, he I don't know what kind of lessons he instilled in his children. That's not my business. But as a responsible parent, you need to teach your children what kind of people that you want to associate yourself with, okay, and what values you want to instill in your kids, so they make sure they make the proper decisions and the proper, moves, so they can be productive people in society. That's where I felt that Mayweather missed the mark entirely. All right, because you can make all the money in the world, but if you don't know how to invest, listen, I don't care if you have like trillions of dollars. All right, if you're not teaching your kids how to be responsible people, all right, then you're not doing your job as a father. All right. And I really believe that in my hardest of hearts. Okay. Now, I know there's going to be people that will defend Floyd because there's still a good section of black people that love Floyd. All right, they love the kind of lifestyle, they love the kind of character that Floyd, believe is Floyd is in their eyes. But a lot of us here and a lot of people that are listening right now, they know that Floyd Mayweather is not what people turn. Is Put it like this: Floyd Mayweather is not what people make him out to be, and he's just basically a con artist. All right, he doesn't speak to black issues. All right, he doesn't speak, to he doesn't stand up for black issues. Okay, he don't help out the fighters. All right, he don't give game. All right, he don't give mentorship because all he cares about is himself. As I see the ladies coming into the building, Miss Tay Tay Brown. Hey, beautiful. All right, much love to you, Tay Tay Brown. Keep on fighting out there. We still got you in our prayers. Okay. And Miss Boxing also said that, yeah, yeah, Floyd has issues, but his daughter is grown. I think Yaya dating the guy is why Floyd didn't have a good relationship with Yaya. I do agree. I agree with that. I agree with that kind of assessment. But you gotta find a way to find a way to instill some values in your daughter, regardless of the relationship it was. Because the worst thing you could do is not be involved in your daughter's life and having the mother, instill lies in the kid. All right. This is the kind of thing that 50 Cent is failing miserably. All right. You guys know that 50 Cent basically went on Twitter and basically, propped up Tekashi 6 9 over his own son. All right. That right there explains to a lot of the problems that we're seeing here today. With a lot of these fathers out there, like 50 Cent and like a Floyd Mayweather. All right. And again, this is not attacking black fathers. Okay. I know there's a lot of good fathers out there that do try their hardest, to raise their kids. All right. Listen, it don't matter what the issue you have is with your mother or whatever the sorts. Okay. You decided to mess around and you made a child out of it. All right. Now you two are stuck with each other for life, no matter how hard you try to denounce each other. Okay. And you got to continuously instill these kind of lessons every day. All right. Because if you don't do that, your children are going to resent you and they're not going to pay attention to you until it's too late. All right. And unfortunately, Yaya Mayweather is going through that experience right now as we speak, because I think that she believes that she was untouchable because of the Mayweather name. What they're going to learn is nobody's untouchable here in the United States of America, but specifically if you're black. All right. It don't matter how much money you got in the bank. It don't matter if you've never committed a crime or anything else of that sort. All right. Because when the justice system knocks on your door, if you did any dumb stuff, they're going to remind you who you are. They're going to remind you the color of your skin. All right. Now, do I believe that she'll serve 99 years in prison? No, I don't. I, no, I don't at all. I think she'll probably serve at least 5 to 15 years at the most. All right. I don't believe that that's. I think that would be going overboard unless if the woman decides to testify, which the way it looks right now, I don't know if she is or not, but we don't know. We'll see. But I really do believe that, you know, I do believe that what people are going to have to understand is that you cannot take life for granted, and unfortunately, that's what happened. In the whole sequence of things. All right, and also another thing though, don't ever date these immature, these dumb young black guys that don't have no sense of morality or have any sense of understanding. And that's what that NBA young boy rapper looked like to me. He comes across to me as this immature dumbass. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, Yaya felt life into that mind state. You know what I mean? Mr. Tonovis said that she's looking at a few months. Once the girl gets the bag, she's gonna drop the charges anyway. That might be the case though. We'll see what happens though. I'm not gonna speculate anything. All I'm gonna do is just wait and just let all the facts come out, and then we can make our assumption. All right. You know, that's just how it is, you guys. So that's just basically my little rant, of the day to basically go through to basically, underline that though, guys. So Another thing that has kind of that's kind of got my attention though too. Right now, the WBC is playing Ring Around the Rosie with the title belt with Mr. Devin Haney. All right, because remember, let's rewind back a couple months back. All right, Mr. Cecil Lomachenko won the WBC belt against Luke Campbell when Luke Campbell refused to fight Devin Haney. All right. Then all of a sudden, the WBC awards Vasyl Lomachenko the franchise belt, and the belt went down to Devin Haney. Devin Haney gets surgery. You understand? And they claimed that he was a champion on recess, the WBC's perspective. Now I'm hearing is that they're giving the belt back, but now what's turning out to be though, guys, is this. All right. What's turning out is that now the WBC haven't reinstated Mr. Devin Haney as their champion. All right, which again exposes another thing about the WBC and the way they handle things. All right, it literally makes no sense. How can you sit here and put the guy on recess but not give him back the title belt? Like, why? How does that make any sense? As I see my man Super Sam Candy in the building. What's going on, my brother? Salute, man. But look, how does that make any sense to me? Explain to me how does that make any sense? I swear, the WBC continuously craps on black fighters every chance they get. All right. I mean, there's no explanation to explain why you haven't reinstated Devin Haney as your champion. All right. This whole mess could have easily been avoided if you never given Vasyl Lomachenko the franchise belt. And you would have to force Vasyl Lomachenko to fight Devin Haney. That's where the root of the problem is coming from. All right. And there's more stuff on the WBC that I'm not going to get into right now because I'm a little bit short on time on this. But the thing, though, man, the thing is this. Why are you playing Ring Around the Rosie with the title belts? You had two other fighters. I forgot what the names were that were going to plan on fighting for the vacant belt. And then the WBC, all of a sudden, is going to reinstate him as champion. And then the two other fighters basically said, "Nah, we won't fight Devin Haney. We're still going to fight each other." What? How does that make any sense? You don't want to fight Devin Haney, but you still want to fight each other. How does that make any sense? If anybody knows who those two fighters are that were going to fight for the vacant belt, let me know in the comment section because I don't even remember their names. But besides that, all right. Now it's coming around that the WBC hasn't reinstated Mr. Devin Haney as their champ, and I'm just sitting here like, really? Come on, man. And thank you, Mr. Mark Wonderland. He said they gave Keith a long time. Damn right they did. They gave Keith Thurman almost a full year. Gave him a full year, and they still kept him as champion. All right? How does that make any sense? Really, how does that make any sense? That's a complete double standard and complete hypocrisy. And that one woman, though, too, that basically lost her belt against another woman that basically took male hormones, all right, and they didn't reinstate her as champion until last month. Like, really, guys? Really? This is the kind of stuff that the people need to recognize. The WBC is not a sanctioned body that plays fair. They play politics. They play favoritism to what they try to seek. All right, and it's really ridiculous how anybody who try to justify the kind of decisions and the kind of moves the WBC is making. I don't understand it. It absolutely is ridiculous, y'all. It really does not make any sense whatsoever. All right, and if I were Devin Haney right now, I would take the belt and did what Riddick Bowe did back in the day in 92 or 93. Take the belt, throw it in the trash, and burn it up to send the message loud and clear that your belt don't mean nothing. All you want is just the money because that's all they're looking for. All they want is the sanctioning fees. That's how they're going to try to make themselves money. All right? That's how they do things. And if you're not seeing that, man, I don't know what to tell you. I literally do not know what to tell y'all. All right? It's just absolutely ridiculous. But I want to move on to the next thing, though, guys, because I think I stressed that out enough. Mr. Tyson Fury. Mr. Tyson Fury was basically on an interview a week ago, and basically talked about how that basically Deontay Wilder was the easiest fight that he ever took, and that he would beat him again a second time. All right, and Mr. Tyson feeling mighty good about himself. Basically what he did, he basically cheated with the tainted gloves and beat a knockout artist in Deontay Wilder. But you know what? That's neither here or there. Listen, I can't now wait for the day that Deontay Wilder knocks this bald headed dude out of his own misery. All right. I can't stand Tyson Fury. I can't stand his face. Okay. I can't stand the evil look in his eye. You know what I mean? Because he knows he cheated. All right. Uh, Tay Brown says, what's Devin in? Lightweight or featherweight? I think he's a lightweight. I think Tay Brown I think Devin Haney's a lightweight, Tay Brown. That's what's the whole controversy is going on here. Mr. Robert Stewart, what's going on, bro? Salute, my man. Yes, sir. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the subject real quick though, there to try to help clarify about this. Again, the WBC is not. They haven't reinstated Devin Haney as their champ. They originally said that they were 140. Thanks, Mark. Listen, they said that they were reinstating Devin Haney as their champ, but then they're retracting it. That's just basically what it is. They're playing ring around the rosy with this whole thing. And like I said before, Devin needs to do is take that belt and throw it in the trash. If they're gonna do that to him, forget the belt. Because in the grand scheme of things, the belt don't mean nothing. It really does not mean anything. And let me go back to what I'm saying. When Mr. Wilder knocks out Fury, I hope that he just knocks him out and put him out of his misery, send him into retirement. Then after that, all right, get after Anthony Joshua. All right, go after Anthony Joshua. Okay, Rob Stewart, thanks, man. He said 135. Okay, cool. I hope that when Wilder wins all the belts, and I really believe he will win all the belts, take the belts and just vacate all of them. Why mess around? Why keep all the belts? All right, because it's clear that the boxing community do not respect Deontay Wilder. They don't respect, what he stands for. They don't respect the character that he displays himself. A proud black man that stands up for everything. That's why he creates more enemies than friends. All right. So right now, Tyson Fury's, feeling pretty good about himself. But if you're a Tyson Fury fan, the one thing you have to be concerned with is this: complacency. All right, because you know that Mr. Fury is capable of going back into his bad habits. All right, he's very capable of basically going into a drug binge, eating binge. He's a guy that you have to keep your eye on to make sure that he doesn't fall into bad habits. All right, and I wish in a perfect world, as Mrs. Tay Brown says, they need to get the Wilder back because Fury cheated. There should be no contest. They need to overturn this. I told you know what though, Miss Tay Brown, I agree with you 100%, but it's not going to happen. I don't believe that it will ever going to happen. All right. She said, "Fuck Fury." Period. I feel you. I know. I feel the same way too. I know. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's going to stand by with the decision. Regardless of what we say. But the point is this: the one thing you have to be careful of is complacency. If you're a Fury, because if he runs into the same bad habits, he's either going to lose the belts by the same way he did after he beat Klitschko, okay, or he'll basically get lazy in the ring and he'll get himself vulnerable to getting knocked out. All right, and the one thing you can trust with Deontay Wilder is he's always in shape. He's always going to be ready to fight. All right, he's always going to be the guy that's always going to be ready to fight, and he stays in shape constantly. So you don't have to worry about that. She said, "Flat slob Fury." Tay, you're the best. and she also said, hold on. She also said, Fat ass slob cockhead Fury. Oh man. Leave it to Tay Tay Brown to drop the mics on us. But yeah, man. I mean, that's just basically what it is, though, guys. I mean, you know, the thing about this is, though, guys, that I am very confident will be that Wilder is going to avenge himself. All right, I believe that in my heart of hearts, Wilder is going to avenge the loss, and he's going to give the middle finger to all of his haters and get everybody the business when they knock out their Mister White Hope, their dream, Tyson Fury. All right, that's just what's going to happen there. Mr. Walkman says Fury is the biggest peckerwood on earth. Damn. Good grief. Man, oh man. Y'all going in on Fury's head, man. Oh my goodness. uh, I can't. I have no argument. I have no argument to what y'all say. Oh my goodness, man. But yeah, this really comes down to is Fury. As I see my brother JC salute, brother, what's going on, man? But yeah, that's just how it is, though, guys. And D Fresh 94, what's going on, man? Salute, brother, salute. But yeah, when this whole pandemic comes to a close, we're gonna get all the boxing. We're gonna get our boxing back. All right, and when that does, I will once again buy the pay per view. I will be sitting, all right, on my couch right here, and I will watch on my flat screen, and I'm gonna watch Mr. Wilder with the dangerous right hand, boom, and knock him out. You understand? As I see the OG Ronald Finkley in the building. What's good, OG? Salute, salute. And Tay Brown says, all that fat fury stinks. All that fat fury stinks. Smells like corn chips and shit. Breeze stinks like a toilet seat. Damn, Tay Brown, you were going in today, man. I get. I guess that. All the my hours though, man, this is making you go nuts. Oh my goodness, though, man. Leave it to Tay Brown to drop the mic on everything else. But that's what it is, though, man. You know what though? Fury reminds me of what's it that Mister that fat butterbean boxer dude. All right, that guy that basically is a fat slob, running around in the ring. He's got some power, but he runs slow, and that he stink because that's why they all fight on the outside because they don't want to get close to him because he stink. That's very for you, you know. You know what I mean? That butterbean boxer dude. You know why they don't? You know why they don't get close to him? Because he stink. That's why they say just fight on the outside, move around, fight around on the outside, because the boy stink. That fat boy stink. Tay Brown also said, Fury is Dana White's twin. Ew. Oh my goodness, though, Tay. Man, oh man. And also he said shit in his pants. Oh my gosh. Man, y'all are killing me. Yeah, I was gonna give a little bit of the light side of the trash talk, but man, y'all going in. My goodness. Yeah, that just goes to show you that Fury is the most hated man in boxing. You know what I mean? The real person who's the most hated in boxing, not Wilder. You know what I mean? But yeah, That's just basically that is what it is, though, guys. But you know, I really truly think that when this whole pandemic thing shuts down, when this whole thing slows down, all right, we're going hopefully that this is going to force the boxers to really start pressing the buttons of these promoters to make the fights that we want. Because at this point right now, we're not going to settle for mediocre fights anymore. All right. I think that, in my opinion, I think that's ran its course now because we're starving for fights. All right. We're starving for great fights against great fighters. All right. And obviously, we're going to get the Fury and Wilder rematch. I'm hoping that Spence and Crawford will happen soon by next year at the most. All right. Because I really believe that will happen. All right. If that fight don't happen, I'm going to be very, very, very disappointed. All right. Because we've seen too many times where great fights don't happen because of politics. All right. Now, I think that at this point, though, from my perspective, I think at this point, I think that, we just got to be patient when this whole thing is over with. But we need to really put the pressure on these fighters to really give us the fights we want. All right. Anything but mediocre is not going to cut anything, including mediocre, will not cut it anymore. All right. Because we're spending our hard earned money right now. All right. For fights that don't make any sense. And I really don't want to see that. All right. We want to see the fights that really make sense. As I see my brother boxing conversation with Reggie Owens in the building, and Ronald Fiegler says, I feel like crap today. Salute to y'all self cleansing now. Right? I know, man. I feel you, OG. I feel you, man. I've had to self cleanse myself a little bit though too. And I also watched Drew Titans last year before I went live though, listening to Blue Blood Sports TV. I mean, what's happening down in New York, man, is it's no joke, guys. And like the lovely Tay Tay Brown in the chat though, she's actually a nurse out in New York. Literally on the front lines, nursing sick patients right now, guys. And wondering if they're going to get safety equipment and the kind of equipment that they need to protect themselves and to try to nurse, you know, the sick right now. So we have to be mindful of that. And so for those of y'all that just came in, I'm going to say it one more time now. All right. As Miss Tay Brown says, I miss MMA and boxing. Me too. I miss NBA too, man. I miss watching, NBA and Major League Baseball right now. You know what I mean? But that's just we're just feeling that we're just going through a different time right now. But as I brought you, as people are just more people are coming in right now. Let me go back on a story that was going on. As you guys know, Mr. Terrence Crawford believes that the whole COVID-19 thing was basically a hoax. It was a conspiracy. All right, you could look this up on Boxing Scene though, guys. So I'm gonna post the article right now in the chat if you guys want to have a look. All right, let me put this on here. There you go. So you guys can look at it. You can read at it if you want to. You know what I mean? Uh, Robert Stewart says Netflix, chill, zero sports. Yeah. Hey, why not, man? Netflix. I got Netflix though too. The documentaries are off the chain, really. But yeah, Mr. Terrence Crawford was basically talking as an ignorant dude. All right. Let me read the quotes that he had. He said, "It ain't no different to any other day. I'm not locked up in the house. I'm not locking my kids up in the house. I'm telling you," as he talked with Sports Illustrated. He also said, "I don't feel like these people that they say are dying and sick from it is actually true. I think that they're using fear to try to control us right now for something else. I don't know what it is, but me personally, I can't agree with a whole bunch of things that they're saying right now. The media runs the world. You put anything on, then everybody is going to run with it, and you'll have people scared. They said it don't affect healthy individuals, only the elderly or those with problems like asthma or breathing disorders. But it's like any cold or flu. You got to protect the ones with body issues like overweight or obesity." Like, really, bro? Really? Yeah, I know. I feel you, OG. I I've been watching old basketball games though too, which is actually way better than the real NBA games, to be honest with you. But let me get back to what I'm saying. Listen, how in the hell are you going to sit here and tell me that the whole COVID-19 thing is a hoax? Tell that to the millions of people around the world that are dying from this, that are already infected by this. All right. Or the doctors or the nurses like the Tay Browns of the world that are out there on the front lines treating patients that have the illness right now. All right. And Blue Blood talked about it in his last scene with Drew Titan. He basically said that he had the illness too and had to use remedies and natural treatments to try to treat the whole thing. All right. What Terrence Crawford showed was complete ignorance. That goes to show you that there's still people in our society right now that don't believe what is going on. All right. Listen, this thing is for real. And if you don't think it's real, something wrong with you. Because people are dying out in these streets. People are slowly dying right now. All right. Society is never going to be the same ever again. There is no normal anymore. There's not. Because people are going to have to accept the fact that now this COVID-19 thing is here to stay for a while. All right. It may slow down, but it's going to resurge and it's going to come back. All right. And that's why I believe that sooner or later, the government is going to enforce people that you're going to have to show me proof of your vaccination and stuff like that. The government, stuff like that. But stop talking dumb shit. All right. Quit talking dumb stuff. As Mr. Ronald Finkley said it best, says that's Bud having no brain. He lives in a bubble, if you ask me. He's in a state with less people. Right. And Robert Stewart, who's a Bud fan, he said, my guy Bud needs to shut up sometimes. Yeah, man. Listen, Bud right now, he's not thinking smart. All right. He don't think smart because he thinks that this whole thing is not going to affect him. But watch it when it hits your trainer or it hits your family members, then what are you going to say? Because the thing is, man, the virus is hitting everybody. It don't matter if you got any pre-existing health conditions or things of that sort, no, man. Even if you're healthy, you're gonna get the virus. All right, you're gonna get the virus one way or another, and it may not affect differently than other people, but you're gonna get the virus no matter what. All right, it's all about how do you nurse it and how do you take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself real good, then you should be able to be okay. But if you have a horrible lifestyle that you don't take care of yourself real well, all right, then when the virus comes in, it's basically good luck. All right. But Terrence Crawford represents the ignorancy that we see in today's society. All right. That don't believe what they're seeing right now. All right. And for him to display that front center really shows you the kind of ignorance that he shows. That's why he don't respect his fans. He don't respect, black people. He has no respect for anybody because he lives in an introverted bubble where, I don't know, he's an introvert to me. He really is. All right. Yep, I know, Tay. That I know. And Ronald Finkley said exactly. I pray he don't get his wake-up call, but it's evident he will. I know. I don't wish that for Terrence Crawford or anybody, or even my worst enemy. But I'm telling you right now, if you think that it's not going to affect you, when it does, I don't want to hear no whining or no complaining because the people have been trying to tell you that it's out there and people are dying from this. All right. And you can't even go see them, have their proper burial because they have to bury them in an unknown location where the virus can still spread around to other people, even if you're dead. So miss me with the whole notion with that, man. Really miss me with that. All right. So he displays the ignorance once again that we're seeing right now. And unfortunately that it's only going to get worse from here on in. All right. It's going to get worse from here on in until you start taking care of yourself. Miss Boxing said, just because you are an introvert doesn't mean he doesn't respect people. Here's the thing though, Miss Boxing. I agree with half of that, but here's my problem to this. Terrence Crawford has shown that he don't respect people that basically have a different opinion or that basically can stand up to his BS. All right. When he sees that you're not going to tolerate that, he turns the other way. All right. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell everybody this though, man. Terrence Crawford is not what you think he is. He's not. And if this is a me ripping him or thinking that way, it's not. It's just telling you what the truth is. We're not talking about his boxing ability or things of that sort. We're not talking about that. Forget boxing. All right. Listen, I really believe right now that Terrence Crawford needs to have a reality check. All right. And I hope that it's not at the expense of people that he loves. I don't want that from him, but life is just a complete piece of work. All right. And Ronald Bigley is absolutely correct. He said Bud is supposed to be a role model. Saying stuff like that is just him being different as usual. And I'm not his biggest fan anymore. I know. Like who is he disrespected? No. Listen, it's not about Miss Boxing. I gotta explain it to you again. It's not about the fact that he's disrespected. It's the fact that he don't respect people that will stand up to his BS. That's what I'm saying to you. All right. I hope that makes perfect sense. All right. Listen, he's basically been a person that basically, he's a person that if you basically stand up to him. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what she said? She said nobody talked about Marshawn Lynch like that because Marshawn Lynch don't talk to people. Marshawn Lynch doesn't talk to people, period. All right. And listen, we know Marshawn Lynch enough to know that he has a different perspective on life. But listen, he gets back to his people. Unfortunately, Terrence Crawford, unfortunately, he shows that he don't do that. All right. That's just my opinion of the matter, though. But I'll tell you what, though, Miss Boxing. I'll tell you what. I want to schedule a debate with you on the whole Terrence Crawford thing. Either for next weekend because I really want to have this debate with you, Ms. Boxing, because you know it's kind of a mixed bag with this whole Terrence Crawford thing. All right, you know it really. I know there's going to be people that are going to have a different side of the fence on the whole Terrence Crawford thing. Listen. She also said that Miss Boxing also said that's the problem everyone had with Bud, that he didn't talk to the people. Well, listen. If you don't talk to people, people are going to have a different perception of you. I mean, that just is what it is. All right. Now, it's not like we're trying to force him to talk or anything like that. But okay, Robert Stewart says, "Oh, okay, my bad." Okay, my fault, Robert Stewart, my fault. He said he does get back. Yeah, you're right. My fault. I'm saying is that listen, when you try to have like a decent interview with him or just have a heart to heart, conversation with him, it's just like he gives off a perception like he just doesn't want to talk to you about it. Like something it's like something is in him that's just like he blocks away from it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I hope that I have some more time to really think about it a bit more though too. So, you know, that's just my whole 2 cents in the matter. She said, Miss Boxing said, that's why I compared it to Marshawn Lynch. Okay. That's maybe a good assessment of that. Okay. I looked at him. I sometimes look at him as Albert Bell back in the Cleveland Indian days, but you know that's just kind of my opinion of the whole thing, though. But Miss Boxon, I do want to schedule a debate with you about the Terrence Crawford subject, though, too. If you down for that, you know where to find me. You know where to reach out to me because you know I'm going to have to end the show in a couple minutes to create time for Mr. Coach Sheldon Harris' biased or unbiased podcast, though, man. So, I have to shut it down in a couple minutes. But the point is that you know that Terrence Crawford was very ignorant to say what he said. All right. Now, does that mean I have to character assassinate him? No, but what he said is just pure ignorance, and it was very, very, disheartful for him to say that. And Ronald Figley basically said that's why I decided he was bugging. He hit people behind the scenes and then tells you he don't like others, not interviewing with his fans. And Mr. Coach Sheldon Harris basically said, "Man, take your time. I'm enjoying this show." hey, Coach, if you got a quick minute though, bro, I would like to hear what you. I would like to hear what you got to say. Give like these people a little bit of sample for tonight's show. If you down for that though, man. But yeah, I mean, even Coach will tell you though too that Bud is not what you think he is. All right, and he's been telling that for years, longer than me. So you know, that's just how I feel about the whole situation, though. You know, he said, "Okay, all right, let me send the link real quick. Hang on 1 second, 1 second. Where's the link right there? There you go. There you go. Boom, boom. Jump on in, though, Coach. Jump on in, man. Jump on in. Let's get it, homie." And Miss Boxer says, I don't give a crap about his personality." It, well, well, you know, I mean, that's just I understand that. I really do get that, but I think that the personality he gives off of is just not it's not a good vibe though. So, but yeah, as I see my brother, Mr. Coach Sheldon Harris in the house. What's going on, Coach?
Oh man, the MehariNation Sports Podcast. Damn. Oh damn, this is good stuff.
I'm trying to tell people like, man, I listen. I know you're gonna. I know you're gonna get leash a whole can of worms on this whole thing though. Bro. But what's a little snippet of what you got, man?
Listen, man. I told everybody about Bud. I told everybody about Bojangling, Buck Dancing, Buck Tooth Bud. Told everybody about that guy.
Yep.
Now, well, now he doing his thing. Now he taking ignorance to a whole nother level. And of course, I got a name for Bud Crawford. And I got a name for him. I call him COVIDiot. That's his name.
Go,
Made it up myself. COVIDiot. That's his name. I don't even call him Bud no more. His name is COVIDiot. Um, uh, Bud, no, Terrence Bud COVIDiot. Um, Look, man, I got 1,000 pounds of smoke to give one Bojangling Buck Two Buck Dancing Bud. I'm telling you, man, I got 1,000 pounds of smoke. I'm sick of the guy, sick of his little nonchalant attitude about everything, and I don't know. I don't mind him like you were saying. I don't mind him being an introvert. I don't mind that because I kind of am when I'm not doing YouTube. I kind of like to be. I like my privacy, but damn, when people come up to you and they respect you, they want 60 seconds with you, and then you turn your eye, or yeah, like you're too good. I just I just can't get down with Bojangling Buck Tooth Bud. I just can't do it. You know, and it's the same thing, And boy. I got so much to say about Bud Crawford. Got so much to say. You know, his trainer got more sense than he do. Um, at least Bomat is personable. You can talk to him. And I think some people actually fuck with Bud because Bomac. But Bud is just not that guy, man. He ain't that guy. And got an excuse for everything. Okay, now and you remember that time he was getting mad, getting upset. Well, people don't really want to support me. Well, yeah, we try to support you. We try to support your stupid ass, but see, you thought you was too good. My people don't support me. Hey, your people right here, bud. Your people right here, bud. But see, you wanted to go talk to Kevin Iole. No, you gave Kevin Iole a sit down interview, you motherfucker. You gave him a sit down interview. Okay? Everybody out here trying to roll with you. Kevin Iole ain't trying to help you. Yeah, when the last time Kevin Iole put a Bud Crawford video up? I want y'all to explain that to me, okay? When the last time had Keith Iddick just went in and just started talking about Bud Crawford's career? I'm gonna tell you, I saw Blood Boxing do it. I saw Blood Boxing put that time in. I saw Blue Blood Sports TV talk good about Bojangling Buck Dancing Buck Two Bud. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Kevin Iole ain't did it, and Ho Rogan, he gets on the show with Ho Rogan, the racist, okay? Who Ho Rogan think black people are apes and monkeys. Oh, okay, but you do a whole 45-minute interview with Ho Rogan, and then you got brothers. Yeah, your people, as you call them, we want to talk to you for 60 seconds, and Bud Crawford Can't even talk. Here, I want you to talk to my media person. How about this, Bud? How about you talk to my ass when I fart? How about that, Bud? How about that? I don't feel sorry for Bud Crawford. I don't feel sorry for COVID. I don't feel sorry for this guy. I don't think anybody should. And I told y'all that he was gonna start complaining. Then he gonna talk about, well, I'm upset with Bob Arum too. Well, we told your stupid ass about Bob Arum. We told your dumb ass. We said that this wasn't gonna end well for you, Bud. We said this, but damn, Bud. Gotta be the dumbest damn idiot on the planet outside of damn who more dumber than Bud? It is somebody out there. It's somebody
Right.
more dumber than Bud. I think Dana White more dumber than Bud. But
But
I mean, you get no
hold
lessons,
on,
man.
though, Coach. Miss Boxing basically said though, like Bud said after the Wilder loss, people will fuck with you until you lose, then they'll turn their backs. And I have to respond to that real quick, and I know you do. Listen, Bud makes it easy on himself because he don't associate well with his fans. He don't give them the kind of access to have people support him. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Bud. Bud makes it harder on himself. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, and I agree with Miss Boxing. Some people talking about, Deontay Wilder. Yeah, they was in the LDBC. You darn right. And I definitely don't roll with everything everybody's saying in the LDBC. I can tell you that now. I don't roll
Mm-hmm.
with that. I vehemently disagree. Okay. Yeah, some people, man, well, see, Wilder should have did this. Wilder should have did that. No. I ain't trying to hear that. But Bud, I want to get back to Bud. Okay.
Yep. Go
I want
ahead.
to get back to Bojangles Bucktooth. Listen, man. Listen. Think of it is, Bud Crawford don't know why he not popular. Okay. He don't know why he not popular. But everybody named Mama can tell you, Bud, why you not popular? Hey, Bud, why don't you try to get 1% personality? I mean, why don't you try? I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, hey, Bud, why don't every now and then maybe just shake a hand or two? Hey, Bud, how about this? Why don't just voluntarily just go up to some of your fans and hey, just offer an autograph or take a picture or smile with a couple of kids, Bud. I mean, come on, Bud. I listen. When this man get on Instagram and he started complaining and all this mess, man, I should be pound for pound number one. Well, see, we were talking about that. We were talking about when you went undisputed. We talked about that. Blood Boxing did an interview with your opponent, Julius Ndongo. Okay, talked up the fight. Okay, we was all making videos. And then you had all the people, for some reason now they love Bud Crawford. Oh, they love Bud. They love him now, but they was talking about, well, Julius Ndongo was a bum, but Julius Ndongo was undefeated when he fought Bud, okay? And Julius Ndongo and Bud, they were pushing for undisputed. They both wanted to fight. But
Right.
then when Bud wanted to fight, oh, well, Ndongo was a flawed fighter. And like all of a sudden now Ndongo wasn't no good, okay? And all these people, they was coming down on Bud saying this, and and who the hell has Vasily Lomachenko? I mean, listen, man, listen. Lomachenko, they still trying to take the man O away. They still trying to take that O. And then,
Mm-hmm.
on national TV. Now this the one part I got a problem with Bud. Now, this the big problem.
All right. Go
Bud
ahead.
Crawford and Andre Ward gonna sit right there in front of Teddy Atlas' face, and let Teddy Atlas call Vasily Lomachenko the number one pound fan. And them two, they sat there. They sat there. Bud ain't had nothing to say about that. He ain't say nothing to Teddy Atlas. But now, Bud want to talk about us, and we know who he talking about, LDBC. He want to talk about us. And, also Bud want to talk about how it's unfair. Wow. But you had your chance right there, Bud. Why you didn't give smoke to Teddy Atlas? I mean, how do you explain this?
I agree.
How do you explain this, Bud?
I
I
agree.
mean, man, and the guy is so easy. It's so easy to just really debunk him. Even his homeboy that was putting out videos was more convincing than he was. Remember his homeboy that was going in on the LDBC? It
Yeah.
was talking about Fred and talking about a couple other people in the LDB. That dude got more personality than Bud. I mean, damn, Bud, it's not hard. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think that dude, I think that dude got more people to follow Bud than Bud has in his whole damn career. Bud just not popular, man. People ain't fucking with Bud. His first
Right.
pay-per-view did about what, 50,000 views?
Correct.
People not fucking with Bud like that. And it's his
Right.
own fault. He got nobody else to blame for this but himself. Okay. Bud Crawford, it's his own damn fault. And you know what? Good. I don't care if anybody dislike that. I don't deal with Bud Crawford. Y'all see when I do my live stream, I was so into Bud Crawford, man. I did an intro video about
You
Bud
did.
Crawford. Man, you know, I was a Bud Crawford fan. I was sitting here, Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford. Man, Bud Crawford is a man of conviction. Bud Crawford ain't scared of nobody. Damn,
I
man.
know. I know. But it's time for you to get your show on the road, though, guys. So, but go ahead, Coach. Just go ahead and give me us a preview of what you're going to have going to have on for tonight.
Uh, damn. I'm gonna talk about this whole Eddie Hearn. I'm sick of Eddie Hearn. We're gonna talk about some of these pastors that wanted to have church, they wanted to have church, they wanted to have church, and it's for the Lord. But you know, of course, we know that Easter Sunday, that's the biggest financial gain for pastors all over the world. It's not because they love the Lord. It's not because I mean, yeah, I got a church pastor, but he did his stuff online. So see, who really loves the Lord? We'll talk about that. You know, and we're gonna talk about some other stuff, you know, mixed martial arts.
Yep.
Um, why Dana White is such a damn idiot, and why the people that love Dana White, they stupid too.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Buck Benson, Kamaru Usman, that dude. Yeah, we got some stuff. You know, what Wilder need to do to win, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. And don't
yeah,
forget the famous two lines.
the famous two lines.
Fuck YouTube.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I just said it.
Oh no,
Uh,
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
oh yeah. Fuck you too.
All right, that's Coach Sheldon Harris, though, man. So make sure to check out the Biased or Unbiased podcast. And we're about to get started. It's going to have to get started though right now, though, guys. So,
Yeah,
all right, Coach, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay.
yeah, man. We'll jump some of y'all on there. Don't worry about it.
All right, for sure. So Coach Sheldon Harris is going to start his live stream though right now, though, guys. But thank y'all for so much. This was a great debut episode, guys. But we're gonna I want to challenge anybody on this debate, though. I'm gonna reach out to Miss Boxing. I want to debate about this though too for next week's show because I know that Miss Boxing got a lot of different takes on this whole matter though too. So make sure to smash the like button on the way out though too, guys. But let's go in there to storm into the Biased or Unbiased podcast by Coach Sheldon Harris though, guys. So this is a Bill Mahari, represent MehariNation Sports Podcast for Sunday evening boxing talk. Much love to the entire LDBC. Thank you for all the love in the chat, though, guys. Make sure to share the live stream. And don't forget to smash the like button on the way out. But let's get the floor to Coach Sheldon Harris for the podcast. Y'all take care, guys.